I'm going to be kind of brief in this video because I know it's not really my place to talk about, American politics because I'm technically not American yet. Uh, but if you look over the news, it's all over the news. Especially in the American news, and that is a few days ago, a black man, an African American man by the name of George Floyd, was murdered in the middle of a road in Minneapolis, USA. And afterwards, there were protests, and the cops were at the protests trying to fight the protesters, and it got worse and worse and worse. And now there are protests all over the world against police brutality, which is similar to my country situation in Hong Kong, where because of police brutality, we keep on protesting, and the police just keeps getting worse and worse. And first of all, I want to say I am 100% supportive of the protests against police brutality. I think police brutality is one of the most overlooked issues in the world, and that given that the police are carrying, you know, guns, tasers, batons, and they can do whatever the hell they want. I mean, they are dangerous, and we need to do something about that. And the fact that I know that there are good cops out there. I mean, even in Hong Kong, a minority of the police are actually good, but because there are a lot of bad cops, more than expected, I feel like the people should really do something about it. And I'm not only referring to, Hong Kongers and Americans, but I'm also talking about the rest of the world. Police brutality is a global problem, it's a national problem that needs to be taken care of. And, yeah, I'm going to I'm going to talk about some strategies and some tips when it comes to protesting against the police. I'm no expert, I'm no protest expert, but I have been to a few of them myself, and as a Hong Konger, I already know enough to you know basically be in a protest. I know enough basic knowledge to know how a protest works and how it can be made more efficient. So, first of all, every single protester must protect themselves. They need to wear a helmet because the cops have batons. And if they don't have batons, they're going to kick you, they're going to punch you. You need helmets. Protect your head. Second of all, wear goggles because the cops have pepper spray. Third of all, gas mask because the cops have tear gas. But not only that, there are also many other ways to go against tear gas. The most effective way I've seen is you put a cone on it, trap it, but you can also use a leaf blower. But if you use a leaf blower, then you're just going to blow the tear gas to another direction, which is not as effective as trapping it with a traffic cone. Okay. Next, I don't recommend bringing your own phone because if you bring your own phone, chances are, if you're being captured or taken, the cops can use your phone and your identity will be exposed. So, also make sure to wear masks to hide your identity, remove any piercings, earrings, anything that's gonna make you recognizable. Also, very importantly, is people are gonna get hurt. People are gonna get injured. Remember that you're going to need medics and first aiders, but they cannot be at the front lines because they're carrying first aid kits and they are important. When you're in the front line, when you're at the front line, there's a huge chance that you're going to get hurt, and you don't want the people who got hurt be the first aiders. So the first aiders and the medics are at the back. Meanwhile, the projectiles, the Molotovs and the slingshots, they should be at the sides, not directly at the front line. And in front of the front line, there should be roadblocks set in advance before the cops arrive to slow down the cops. And the most important thing, the second most important thing, human resource chain. If you are not a strong, buff man or woman like me, you don't have to go to the front lines and just fight for your lives. You can go in the back and form a human resource chain to pass down anything, water, food, first aid kits, any resources, roadblocks. Just form a human resource chain, a network of human resource chain to provide the resources and food and water to the protesters, because there's a chance that the protesters may get stuck in a spot for a very, very long time and they wouldn't be able to drink or eat anything. Another thing is that I don't know if there's an app or a website in America that allows you to do that, but in Hong Kong there is a website that allows you to it's basically like a Google map but for spotting police. Like if you spot a police car or a group of policemen or a group of uniformed military, you report it in the Google map. You put a location down and everybody who opens up the website will see it. So be very aware and alert of where the police are in your city and make sure you are not trapped, because the police always uses that strategy to trap all the protesters. But most importantly, be like water. And the police, they can deploy water trucks with dyed water and they can spray you with colored water. So always bring spare clothes and spare pants to change your clothes and change your pants so that you will not be recognized, because if you don't change your clothes or pants, then you can be easily recognized because of the dyed water. Second of all, always get going, always get moving. Never stay at one particular spot for too long, because then you'll get arrested or captured really easily. You always want to move forward. Be very flexible. Your protest route and your protest strategy and plan should always change so that the police will not be able to predict, and they will not be able to figure out how are the protests going to go down. So always be like water. Be extremely flexible, and also yeah, be very alert. Always know where you're going, and just stay safe and remember that you need to stay safe and you need to protect the people around you. So yeah, again, I'm no expert, but I wish that the people in America would take some of my advices and some of my tips and tricks. So thanks for watching.